What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Juice, and you are now traveling with your boy Juice. Let's get it. So now we live in Mexico City, Mexico, home to 21 million people, making it the largest city in the Western Hemisphere. Home to 150 museums, the largest park in Latin America, and a lot of culture, good food, nice people, good weather. And let's dive into why you should move to Mexico City, Mexico if you are a nomad. So I've been living in Mexico City, Mexico since 2019. I want to say July. I forgot actually when I moved in to Mexico City. But I say all that to say I'm pretty well versed in the city. So I know the neighborhoods you want to look for. Depending on what you're looking for, I can pretty much direct you to the neighborhood you want to move to. So the first question you want to ask yourself when you move into a location is, do you want to be more around the locals or you want to be around the foreigners, the expats, the digital nomads? For me, the answer was I wanted to be closer to the local vibe, and I moved into Reforma, which is the business district, not too far from downtown area, Bellas Artes. So you get, the business district, and a couple blocks down, you can go to the nitty gritty, which is where, all the action is for me in El Zocalo and downtown. But if you want to get more of like, you want to be more around the expat area, the digital nomad area, Condesa and Roma Norte is where you want to be in. Not too far from each other. It's like 1A and 1B for me. There's not really not much of a distance. I want to say it's a 10-minute ride from each neighborhood. Other areas to look out for is Nápoles, very nice area, more of a family zone. Hipódromo, I want to say I'm saying that correct. Hipódromo. Polanco is a good area. If you want to be really in the trenches, like when I say trenches, you want to be around everything local Mexico City. You want to go to Coyoacan. I haven't lived there, or I've went there just, to celebrate, do some, Dia de los Muertos celebrations, or, El Grito and stuff like that in Coyoacan. But yeah, that's an area I probably would look into another time, is Coyoacan. But yeah, Polanco, Hipódromo, Nápoles, Del Valle is a nice little area too. Yeah, so look into those areas. Now the Wi-Fi speeds are relatively fast in Mexico City. I've been in other cities where you'd be lucky to get 10 megabytes per speed. On average, I want to say the Wi-Fi speeds in Mexico City are about 40 megabytes per speed on average, which is nice. A lot of co-working spaces. You have Urban Station, you have Blend Station, you have the Coffees, WeWork, if you want to be bougie. A lot of cafes. There's a Starbucks on every other block, literally. You're not going to run out of places to work out of. But my favorite place to work out of is Blend Station, I want to say in Condesa. It's nice little vibe there. And depending, if you have an international cell phone plan, you should be good in Mexico City. You should have some good, data speeds. But if you feel like you need, some extra oomph, I would say go with Claro, Telcel, and Movistar. I've used Movistar and Telcel, and they're pretty good as far as the plans. And you can get plans, I want to say, starting from $15, $10 to $15, and you'll be good to go. Now, working out and going to the gym, I would work out at SmartFit. If you plan on living in Latin America, whether it's Colombia, Mexico, Brazil, Peru, the DR, I don't know if they have locations in Ecuador. I would get a SmartFit Black membership card because you can travel within these countries and still work out in different locations in Latin America. But if you want to get a more of a local vibe as far as working out, in Condesa they have two gyms that I like, which is the Workshop in Condesa, and they have a gym on Amsterdam called QI Yoga and Meditation or yoga and mind. I think it's yoga and meditation. 2 good gyms in Condesa to work out of. Let's get into the pros and cons real quick right now. So pro number 1, the food is really good. I personally love Mexican food, and a lot of people come to Mexico to eat really good. Like the food, you already know what time it is with Mexican food. Man, they got chilaquiles, pozole, all kinds of tacos, tostadas, chiles en nogada, elote, fucking enchiladas, mole. Um, Man, they got tortas. Oh my goodness, they got a lot of good food in Mexico City. So that's pro tip number 1. Pro tip number 2 is it's really walkable. Really, really walkable. The way the city's laid out is like they really cared about the walkers. You can walk up and through Reforma all day. You can walk through Condesa, the parks. You could literally walk anywhere in the city. That's one thing I really appreciate about Mexico City. I've been in cities where you'd be lucky to get an inch of sidewalk. In Mexico City, you have like abundant amount of walk space, and I really love that about Mexico City. Some more pros for your head top. A lot to do, 150 museums if you like museums. The largest park in Latin America in Chapultepec Park. A lot of nightlife. Freaking all kinds of you're not gonna be bored in Mexico City. I can honestly tell you that. You're not gonna be bored. You like the theater, you like the Phantom of the Opera, they got that. They got everything. Yeah. And sometimes I be telling people I'm in Mexico City. They're like, "You in Mexico City? What you doing in Mexico City? It's probably poor over there. It's probably ugly over there." Mexico City is one of the richest cities in the world. I think it's like number 7 or 8 in the GDP in the whole world. This neighborhood I was telling you about in Polanco, it has one of the richest streets in the Americas. They have Hermes, Gucci, Louis Vuitton. It can compete with Rodeo Road. It's precious over there. Also, UNAM is the largest university in the world. I don't know why I know all these things. It's one of the largest. It's the largest university in the world. The university UNAM, and there's a lot of interesting things about this city. Actors and actresses, some of your favorite Spanish actors and actresses come from this city. They get their break from Mexico City. Mexico City is not nothing to play with. Also, last pro is it has a big expat community. So if you want to mingle and connect with other nomads just like yourself, it's a lot of expats there. I actually play in a flag football team with other Americans. We have enough players to actually play with other Mexicans, and that's another pro. Mexico, they love football just as much as we love football, and I love that about Mexico. And I'm gonna close that out with this pro. Cons. Let's go on cons. It's noisy. It's very noisy. It can get very noisy. Home to 21 million people, like I said, it's gonna be noisy, right? Another con is the air pollution is awful. It's really bad. It's like I said, 21 million people, people is driving. Sao Paulo is another city that I want to mention that they actually have something that they're doing with this where you can't drive on certain days. Like you probably can drive 3 days out the week. And I think that's something that they're trying to implement in Mexico City too. But the air pollution is really bad. It's very something I would look out for if I was coming in to live a long term. And I think that's about it. I really don't have a lot of cons about Mexico City. I love this city. Transportation, you have Uber. The public transportation is quite extensive, so you can get to point A to point B, but Uber is really cheap, $5, $6 max Ubers. You can catch cheap flights to Guadalajara, to Cancun, to Mazatlan, wherever you want to go. You can get some cheap flights from out of Mexico City because it's the hub, obviously. I think that pretty much wraps up the video. I think I covered most things. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section. And yeah, it was nice to do this little video, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. All right, have a good one.